Very good morning, one and all. It's an auspicious day to Hebich Technical Training Institute. Today we are here to conduct a session with regards to the pneumatics. It's a blessing that one of our Hebich 1978 batch alumnus, Mr.Kalist Naval D Souza, who is backbone of our institution, who is supporting our institution since the Golden Jubilee celebration, and now every year we are conducting the pneumatics class to the better perform students, and you are the lucky ones. This morning, to inaugurate this session, we have Reverend Dr. H.M. Watson, who is a Principal of Karnataka Theological College and Secretary of Causes, and he is the President of today's gathering. I welcome on behalf of Hebich Technical Training Institute family. Aya, thank you for your gracious presence. I request Mr. Sunil Frank, workshop supervisor, kindly welcome, floral welcome to Dr. H.M. Watson. It is also a blessing that we have the former principal, Mr. John Anchan, who was the longest tenure principal in Hebich Technical Training Institute from 1996 to 75 to 1996, 97. So this is during his tenure, Hebich Technical Training Institute reached to the greater heights, and whenever we are conducting any sessions, programs, and his advice and his support, his continuous support is always there, and we acknowledge his gracious presence today. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Hebich Technical Training Institute family. I request Mr. Anil Pai, the coordinator of this pneumatics program, to welcome Mr. Anchan. We have with us the man of the day, Mr. Kalist Naval D Souza. We start praising him, I think we need almost 100 more years. He's always there. He's always supporting us and continuous improvement during the continuous improvement activities. Not only during the celebration, every step of our milestone we achieved, it is through his support. And now we are conducting admission process. It is the first point we usually inform the newcomers that we conduct one of its kind pneumatics class. So it is not availability of manpower which is who can give a wonderful training. It is that too free of cost training with his hard-earned money he's spending, and is giving his hard time. It is precious time. In Kannada you can say Kereya Neerannu Kerege Chelli concept. He's doing that. Thank you for your all the support, sir. We bow our head and we welcome you. I request Mr. Robert D Souza, today's one of the student of pneumatics, will in. Welcome, Mr. Naval D Souza. We have one more eminent personality who is also a Hebich alumnus, Mr. Deepak Rao, who is capturing the beautiful moment of all of our activities. He is also supporting us in all the ways. Anything related to the printing, anything related to the innovative ideas, he is always there. So, Mr. Deepak, we welcome you. I request Mr. Joel to kindly welcome Mr. Deepak and his team, video team too. Before we heading towards the inaugural speech, it is we have to start with a new sweet life. So inauguration is something which is usually we use lamp, lighting of the lamp, or some other means, but this time we thought we'll have cakes, cup of cakes, which is showing the unity, which will be there. I request the guest of honor, the president, and today's man, Mr. Naval D Souza, to kindly come forward and inaugurate today's program.
So, the right person who led the institution, I request.
Sir, it is both of you because please go. Yes, there is. So you need to just pull the one, this one, sir.
This one, yeah. There's a knot there. You want to open it?
Yes, sir.
No, this can come.
Sir, can you please support?
No, that's all right. There's a knot. Yeah, now it comes.
It's a group of cupcakes joined together which shows the unity. And this unity is something which is very much essential to all of us. So, sir, yeah, you can go, pray once you get it.
Gracious Lord, our loving Father, we give thanks and praises for all your blessings that you have showered upon each one of us, and especially upon Hebich Institute. Through your servants, this great institution was established, and for the last many years, you have guided us through your servants. Today, we are able to serve the youngsters by giving training and enabling them to have their future. Oh Lord, now we give thanks and praises for this new innovation. We give thanks and praises for all those, especially Mr. De Souza, who came forward to provide his service to the institution so that our students may be benefited and they will be better equipped. Lord God, we seek your blessings as we move forward. Let all glory and honor be yours, now and forevermore. Amen.
thank Shovi Cupcakes for giving us this delicious cake. Now, I request Mr. Ranchan, guest of honor for today's gathering, to give us the words of wisdom.
Dr. Watson, Mr. D Souza, Mr. Chetan, earlier some of the staff who are here, and all the students. As already mentioned, I have been a principal of Hebich for 22 years. Of course, some of you may have seen my photo in the principal's cabin. I do not know whether it's still there. It's there. And you are the lucky ones. Because of your performance and conduct, you have been selected to come for this exclusive training. Now, we train you in all the aspects of machine shop. This is connected with machine shop. Of course, it will be explained properly by Mr. D Souza, who was one of my earliest students. And in fact, I am sharing a secret with you. The persons who selected him, Times of India, did not know, or they expected he was a graduate engineer, and they did not know that he did in Hebich till he was selected, until he had to submit his documents, papers. And since 1950, 50 years celebration, we started Hebich Institute in 1964. 2014, we celebrated the Golden Jubilee. During that time, we came into contact with many of the old students, and there was a big function. And that time, everybody expected that a big one function, after that it will close. But it was not so. It was continued, and Mr. D Souza took a lot of interest. He said, it's not just enough if you know only about machine shop, you should know something more, especially how automatically pneumatic system work to activate certain activities in the process of machining. Of course, we have our CNC machines, machine shop. I do not know whether you all have visited our own CNC place, but whatever it is for you to keep your eyes and ears open and just sit down. I have got my job, it's enough, I will be there. No, it is not enough. You must try to improve your knowledge, technical knowledge, and also the general knowledge, so that whenever some opportunity comes, you grab it. Or the management itself, when they are looking for somebody to take more responsibility, they will see your performance, they will assess you, this is the right person that I can promote. So, it is in your own interest that you do not just be satisfied with only your job, 8 to 5, or perhaps in shifts. You should always try to improve yourself. That is what I always advise everybody, whether it is technical or even otherwise, even those who are in some other streams, management schemes or whatever scheme, you must try to improve your knowledge. So, I wish all the best for today's function. You gain a lot. Try to get every small detail, and that Mr. D Souza will explain. If you have any doubt, you can get it cleared. Do not ask your neighbor. He may misguide you. You ask the person who is taking the class. It is just a class, I should say. With this, I thank the organizers, especially your principal, Mr. Chetan, who always remembers me to invite me for any function in the institute. Thank you. May God bless you. All the best to you all.
Thank you, sir. Your presence matters a lot to us. I request Reverend Dr. H.M. Watson, the president of today's gathering, his support is always there. Whenever anything related to the Hebich Technical Training Institute, but a lot of improvements have been seen from past 1.5 2 years. So we thank him for all the continuous support, and I request him kindly give his words of wisdom.
Dear friends, I don't have wisdom in the field of technical things and also this one. But as the Secretary of Karnataka Christian Education Society, first of all I congratulate the principal of HTTI, who took initiative to introduce such courses to our students. We are in the modern world and we need to be equipped with the new technologies, then only we will fit into the present age. I think you are the lucky ones, as Mr. John said, because you are selected for this very first course. So make use of it, and I hope this course would definitely help you when you get into different companies. And let this time of learning be fruitful to you, not only for today but for your career. I also take this opportunity to thank Mr. De Souza for his continued support to the institute. Many few remember their alma mater, whereas he always remembered, especially I was there in the campus, but I was not involved in the Golden Jubilee celebration as such, but I also attended the program. But his involvement always Mr. Chetan always speaks of, and we encourage Mr. Chetan to introduce such things to to our institution. We have the good name Hebich itself speaks to us, and that is because of those who have given their leadership. Especially at this time, I remember Mr. John. Not that he has given 22 years of leadership, but I know he was a very disciplined person. At that time also, his discipline enabled to gain that name to our institution. And I wish, and also I congratulate all the faculty members in Hebich. It is only through our joint effort that any institutions grow. I wish all the best, and I hope many such things would come from Hebich. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayya, for the blessings. Now, Mr. Kalist Naval D Souza. Before, we all know who is Mr. Naval D Souza. It is also, I have to give an example of one engineering college in one of the second best in Karnataka, engineering college, in association with Bosch Rexroth. They started a lab, that's a hydraulics and pneumatics lab. Rexroth is a company, has invested almost 7.5 crores for this instrument and the machineries to train their engineering college students, and they have invested in 7.5 crores, and it has been not functional since 4 years. Reason behind is, though they have professors and qualified persons, but that you need a skill set to teach this type of training program, particularly pneumatics and the hydraulics. Pneumatics and the hydraulics are the two things which are, it is like a heart and the brain of a person. If it is not there, we are not there. We might be just like a dead body. So understanding the need of the present industry, they started it, but they are still struggling to start the training program, because they don't have a qualified experienced person with regards to that field. So now we are understanding how blessed we are It is his support. It is he is there with his hard-earned money. Now he is retired, but still he is still supporting everything today. What we are wearing, this T-shirt program, what we eat, and all the accessories, each and everything is paid by Mr. Naval D Souza. So that's a monetary benefit. Along with that, this type of knowledge we acquire through expert. It is something, even we have MOU with St. Joseph College of Engineering, and they are very particular to conduct their training program. Requested Mr. Naval D Souza to conduct a pneumatics training program, even though they have mechanical department with 27 faculties. So we can understand there is a way. It is an art. Every understanding a technical thing is also an art. So Mr. Naval is always there, anything, whenever, any during of any difficult stages, when we are finding it difficult or confused, one call to him, he will give us the solution. So he is always, though he stays in Mumbai, one call make us feel that he is just next to us, one phone call. So we are blessed. And this one of its kind program will definitely help. See, now I can give you just a small statistics with regards to the employment opportunities. Particularly, we have three categories in technical sector. One is we are from ITI and diploma, and there is one more sector where engineering sector. The diploma is like government diploma and also the private diplomas. But employment opportunity, out of particularly in ITI sector, we have around 250 lakh students every year passing out in Karnataka. But availability of job is around 70 to 80,000. So that means you have to be one among that 80,000. In that, who will get the first? It's like you have seen NEET ranking. They'll give ranking till 16 lakh, but only within 1 lakh they will get their MBBS seat. Like that, to get into an industry with an employment opportunity, there are two ways. One is either you can get into any industry as an apprentice trainee, or you can directly get into industry as employee, full-time employee. So this type of additional courses, Hebich diploma, pneumatics, CAD, and probably even hydraulics, all these things, and CNC training, definitely it is easy for any recruiter, any organization to filter and admit the students as the employees. As an employer, it will be easy for them. During this filtration process, we will stand ahead. In spite of pandemic situation, we could able to get 100% campus placement. It is because we are not doing different things, we are doing the things in different way. That's a blessing. That is why I always we respect the time from 4 to 5 days which has been spent here, which is something which will be like for their future. For all of us, it is a future. So now we have even government also introduced to the first and the second year. Now that is the reason we requested even the faculty members also to undergo this training program, so that technology is every day, the new technology is coming. Like we are into different era now, so we need to equip ourselves to face the professional life, to face the industry. So in this regard, I request Mr. Kalist Naval D Souza, kindly give your inaugural speech.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Mr. Anchan, my mentor. Good morning, Dr. Watson. Good morning, Principal Chetan, Joel, and Robert, and all my so-called friends for the next 5 days. I've been here for a long time, and I was from 1978 batch. Until then, I'm here till today. So I always used to come back. Whenever I went back, and I always came back. I expect you all to come back here, like I do. At least one of you comes. I said that's done. For some reason or the other. So don't forget your institution and just walk away. Tomorrow you might become a big man, but doesn't mean that a big man doesn't remember his past. You come. So we remember all our past and keep coming. And just to give you a little bit of insight in today's industry, like when I joined Times of India, as Sir said, it was like, it's a close tie between, out of 36 members, I was selected, and there was one more classmate of mine. He was a BE graduate from KREC. That time it was not NIT, it was KREC, Karnataka Regional Engineering College. So there was only one question asked in the final interview, and we were the only two. And it was a trainee engineer's position. And then he was the first one to be called. I asked him, I said, will you be able to work with your own hands? He said no, because he is from KREC. He's got a lot of heavyweight. I can only be a supervisor kind of a thing. I will not work with no hands. And when he came out, he was my classmate in 12th standard. Then I asked him, what did they ask you? I said, they're asking me to work with my own hands. I said, who's going to work on the own hands? I said, I'll be a supervisor. I said, great. I said, nothing. When I went in, they asked me the same question. I said, yes, I will work. Because we have been taught in Hebich to sweep and to clean the machine right from the day one. From the first year, we were cleaning the vices, keeping the place clean and going home. So we are working with our own hands from that time. I said, it's not a big deal for us. So that helped us, the kind of training, the kind of punctuality, the kind of discipline. Of course, we did mischiefs and we are punished also. It is not that. And there was a lot of enthusiasm to learn. It is not that we just completed Hebich, and I was doing my evening college because of some competition, because Nicholas Lewis was my classmate. He joined the evening course, so I also wanted to join. So there was a competition to learn. So we were focused on learning. So I today tell you guys that learn as much as you can. Don't limit yourself to the knowledge that you get. This is one knowledge that you get. Why I am coming here and giving this knowledge to you is because I went through a hardship, because this was not there during our time. Pneumatics was not developed at that time. Today it has become part of your daily life in an industry where you go. It's like the mobile, which was not there, but today you don't live without it. Anybody who don't have a mobile now, raise your hands. Well, that's the kind of thing. Nobody is raising their hands. That's it. So everybody has this technology, and something though that they know. Whole day sitting and scratching. Don't waste your time on that. So learn whatever physically you can learn, even in the institute, even outside, because learning only will make you better. Continuous learning is what is going to make you better. So that's why I did my degree. That helped me to be in a managerial position. I joined as a trainee. I retired as a vice president of the company. I was handling the entire Times Group's engineering activity all across India. So I've traveled, learned a lot, and then I realized that this is one subject where we are lagging in the institution. Then I called up the principal. I said, shall we give this to this thing? So they had their own constraints, but I said, no problem. I said, I'll support you. Whatever way God blesses me, I said, I will support you. And that's why we are here. Please learn what you get, and don't think of being on the shop floor alone. Be on the managerial position. You have much better than the engineering college students, and we are no less. Many a times, there are IITians working with me, and I was rubbing shoulders with them. So there was no problem. So we can deliver, because our training is such, because physical and practical training is the best that we can get here. Make use of that. Okay, mischiefs are there, but don't get carried away with the kind of mischiefs that is happening. So you focus on your studies, and this also is one thing. So let our experience be sweet as a cake. So the next 5 days I am going to blast you with something. So carry on and take it in the best possible way. Thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will have a photo session before we conclude this session. And also I request students, kindly prepare yourself, and this is something, it is a golden opportunity which you all got, and you make the best utilization of it. And we might expect you to give your feedback Not that in the nth moment during the program we'll call you and tell. Prepare yourself and kindly give your sincere feedback, which will be definitely helpful for others. And also your friends who are not selected, they are there. They are also there in Hebich. So I request, when you acquire this knowledge, share this knowledge with others, with your friends. Please do that, so that you will be equipped more in a professional way, and also you are helping your friend also to of course, maybe we have 3 categories of selection. One was the second year result, and the attendance, and also the conduct was also considered. So a selection committee selected the students. So there are some, because of course all the 5 fingers are not the same. In the similar way, some of them scored less, so they did not get the opportunity. But I sincerely request, share your knowledge with your friends. In this note, I propose vote of thanks. Mr. John Hanchan, who is the guest of honor. In spite of his first question was, when I asked, sir, please do come, he said, like, is it really necessary? I said, your presence matters a lot. So I on behalf of Hebich Technical Training Institute family, I thank Mr. John Hanchan for his time, support, and knowledge. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And our own family member, Dr. H.M. Watson, who is the Secretary of CASAS and the Principal of Karnataka Theological College, who is always there, anytime, any support, he is there with us. And we have to thank him for providing this space, even the projector, everything. We thank you, Ayya, for all the blessings, prayer, and support. And of course, Mr. Naval D Souza, without you, sir, we can't even step 1 inch ahead. So thank you for all this. You travelled all the way from Mumbai only for this, and we really appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I thank the faculty workshop supervisor and the faculty members who have worked hard to make this event happen. And we have 2 faculties who are volunteered themselves, who was there with us. Thank those 2 faculties who are also part of making this process happen. And of course, you are all the students. Thanking everyone, and last but not the least, Mr. Deepak and his team for all the support. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And I request kindly everyone to come down, and we'll have one photo session, and we will start with the process. Thank you.
Mr. Ketan, one small doubt. This side people have got all yellow books and that side.
We have 2 teams, sir. A team and the B
Oh, for that.
So they have to, during the course of this thing, there is some, question answers and all. They have to compete with each other. So the winning team will get some present, extra thing, and the best candidate will also get one
Prize.
One who asks more number of questions, whether it is stupid or it doesn't matter. Ask, when you ask more, you learn more. Otherwise, if you don't ask, you don't learn. As simple as that. See, that's why I said, we are all ordinary people. Unless you do little extra, you will not be extraordinary. Very simple logic in that. So, extraordinary to become, do little extra. So, unless you do little extra, there is nobody is extraordinary. Otherwise, we are all ordinary. You and I are the same. So, I did little extra. I studied because Anchan sir, gave us a little push. I said, why you are wasting your time in the evening after 5 o'clock? 8 to 5 was Hebich. Then 6 to 9 I was going to evening college. And that helped me, because the educational background, it counts. And when I learned, when I reached the top, at that point I really backed out on the point that I could reach there as a vice president, but I could not go up to the director level because I did not have a degree. So there the education counts. As you go up, down below it is okay, you can continue with that, but as you go up, continue to learn, complete your graduation if you can, something you do. So that's what Anchan sir was telling us. So we did that. At that time I used to get up in the morning at 5 o'clock, today also I get up 5 in the morning at 5 o'clock. Today I go to bed around 12, 1 o'clock, the same thing, Bombay's life is like that. So it is a busy life, it's not easy to do this continuously for so many years. Don't just sleep, keep your eyes open. Don't just scratch the mobile, keep your eyes open and learn. Mobile is today is a big problem because you lose a lot of time on that. Keep it away. Hello. One second. Ready, right? Good morning, and welcome all of you to the session of pneumatics. Let's see how the whole session is going to go. Before the session, I just want you to tell you, because you might see some the yellow and the red books and all that. These are the two teams that we have formed. Okay, this is team A on the left side and the team B. So the idea behind this is, like, the learning is to make it interesting. We are not going to talk about pneumatics all through. So we will stop somewhere, and any other subjects other than pneumatics, like any technical subject that you are interested, you want to touch upon, like for example, what you don't know. So whatever I can give my inputs, I said I will give my inputs. If I don't know, I say I simply don't know. So, but a lot of things we can discuss. All of you are doing fits, correct? What is fits? What is fits? Yeah, fitter is okay. What's the fits? So, like, see, this is a corona batch. So all we are doing online. Eh? So most of you all are not done practicals, right? First and second year. You have skipped the practicals, isn't it? Yeah. Most of you have skipped them, because that's why you don't remember even the fits. You have to do some fitting. You are all fitters, that's true. So for you have to do some fittings, and there are some fits which are important to be known as you complete your course, or you become diploma engineer, or some of you might have left in second year. So when you become a diploma engineer, at least you should know what is the kind of fit. Pneumatics is one part. Mechanically also, what you are doing, that subject also you should know. So you can bring out such subjects and we can speak on it. So a lot of things can be interacted. Don't stop yourself, don't limit yourself. Now you have seen bearings. Now we can talk about bearings also. How important a bearing is in a mechanical setup. All those things can come. So that's why we made this two groups, and each group has to select a group captain. Staff, they are not going to be group captains. You have to be group captains. Sirs will be there. You can discuss with them and come out with the answer. So now here I think Nitin is leading, and there Suraj. I put this nameplates facing me so that I can read, because I don't know your names. So I can always be looking at the nameplates, and I know your names now. So Nitin for A, and Suraj Daniel is for team B. He is the leader. So one has to give an answer, or certain things where the group can tell him and then he can answer, and you get points on that. So end of the session, on the 5th day, we count the points, how much each of you got. So based on that, we will have a small gift to the group. Okay. Then we also have a small gift for the people who do a wonderful drawing. See, like this graph book is given to you, not the pictures. When you draw cleanly and nicely, that Anchan sir will evaluate, and what he likes best, he is the ultimate decision maker. So you make your drawings nicely so that it's legible, and you can preserve this. So this book, your rough book, and we'll also give you notes at the later stage. So that notes I will not give, because you have to write down whatever you want to. The writing can be done on the rough book. We are using this book only for the circuit building, and the circuit problem can be written on the right, and the left side of the graph you can write the circuits. So keep things clean. That's why we have provided pencil, pen, eraser, stencils, and scales. So whatever you need, it's there on there. You need not to take it home. You can leave it here and go in the evening. And one request to you, all of you, is keep this place clean. Don't make it dirty. Anything, chocolates, every answer, right answer will get you a chocolate. So who collects the maximum number of chocolates in the evening, we take a count, and you get a point for that. So, besides your answering the questions, besides your doing good things, we will have point system for all that. So, be a competitive sport, do not fight, no fighting, no bullfight. So, only answering questions. Okay. So, that is why we have divided 2 groups, so that, and put your names on the rough book and the graph book and all that, and keep it there. And we take attendance every day. If one of you missing for even for a day, you will not get the certificate. That is principal is not told you. Do not miss out, because this is a connected session, and this entire course is a syllabus by itself. So, if you miss out one, it is very difficult to catch up. It is tough when you do the circuits, and you may may not be able to do it. So, my idea to bring this to you guys is that end of the day, when you finish it, you are able today, you see, if I tell you read those, some of you may be, because you have touch base, some exercise you have done already. Earlier we did not have that. Today in first and second year, somewhere in second year, you are pneumatics is a part of your curriculum. So, you may read it, but you do not know. So, on the top one, if I ask you, what is it like? Actuator. And the second one?
Direction.
Third one? Fourth one? Fifth one? So, there is a problem, right? So, we are not able to really come out and say. My idea of having this is that you should be able to identify the components correctly, and all the components are identified by way of symbols. Symbols which make you to understand what this component, it gives you complete details of that particular component. So, if I just show you a component, you may not be able to understand that, and only after understanding the component, what it does and how you can use that, that part comes into it. So, okay. So, if I give you chili, you just look at it as red, you use it, then you know you have to run away. So, that is how it is, like unless you use it, you will not know. So, let us look at in the right perspective of having all the classes attended. Attendance is there for all that. If you do not attend one session, the certificates will be withheld. So, please be sure that you attend all the 5 classes.